there's two kinds we're doing today of division of polynomials. This one, the basement is a monomial, which means it's a bunch of numbers and letters going together with no plus or minus signs in between. Do you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So what you do with these is pretty simple. You give each guy the monomial underneath it. So when you divide by a monomial, every term is divided by the monomial. So okay. So you write it out like that, where every single piece of the top part has that monomial with it. And then you're going to do what you did last night. You're going to reduce each one of those fractions by taking the number. You can put it in the calculator, 12 over 3, and that's going to be 4, right? Mm-hmm. And then where are there more p's in that first term?
Up top.
Up top by 1. And there's more t's upstairs. Mm-hmm. And the r's bite the dust. Okay? Now the next one, somebody else. What do we have?
We got 7, negative 7 up top.
7, and you just cross out P.
The p's are gone, right, Noah?
P's are gone. There's a Q.
There's a Q.
The T's are gone.
T's are gone.
And one R stays up top.
Very good. Now if that R was downstairs, if there were more R's downstairs, you put it downstairs. Put it where it goes. This one, everything's going to be upstairs, so I don't really like the example. But if it was R over R squared, the R would go downstairs, okay? And the next one, somebody else. Negative 3, yep.
P upstairs.
Yep.
Cross out T and cross out R.
Very good. So that is your final answer. And those are pretty easy. Just make sure you're canceling correctly and you're putting things where they go, okay? Remember the question, where are there more? How many more? And if they're the same amount, you cross them out. Everybody get that? When you have a polynomial divided by a binomial, meaning x minus 4, x plus 2, x plus 7, where the x is naked, it has a 1 in the front and it doesn't have any other number or any other sign, you can use what's called synthetic division, okay? That's what we're going to learn today, is synthetic division. What you do is you set up a box like this, and then a little further down put a line across, and you're going to put the opposite of the number in this parentheses in the box. So it's a 4, because it's a minus 4, opposite, okay? It's like a little, yeah, I call it like a penalty box. It's over in the corner. And then you're going to put the coefficients of the polynomial, so it's 1x cubed minus 8x squared plus 4x and minus 9, just the numbers. And then you're going to complete here the last number. You're going to put a box under there. The first thing you do is bring down the first guy. Then you're going to multiply the box by that and put it here. So what's 4 times 1?
4.
Okay. Then you're going to add these together. So that gives you a negative 4, because negative 8 plus 4 is negative 4. And you're going to do the same thing again. 4 times negative 4 and put it here. So that's negative 16. And then you're going to have a negative 12, because 4 plus negative 16 is negative 12. And 4 times negative 12 is negative 48. And then negative 9 plus negative 48 is negative 57. So that's your remainder. You look at this. This guy here is the remainder. And then you're going to go in order. This guy here is the plain number. This guy here is the plain x, and this guy here is the x squared. If you had another number, it would be x cubed. If you had another one, it would be x to the 4th. You keep going up until you stop, okay? So the answer to this will be 1x squared minus 4x minus 12, and with the remainder, you take the remainder and you put it over this guy here, x minus 4. This problem, and if you want to put a little star next to 7 and 8, these all have the same problem. 6, 7, and 8. I'm doing 6 with you. When we finish, just put the answer on there. And then the other ones you have to do yourself, but it's going to have the same issue. If you notice, the p cubed minus 6 is missing p squared and a plain p. There are no p squared and plain p, right? You have to count for anybody in between that's missing. So when I set up my box, who goes in the box, by the way?
-1.
1, the opposite of that, right?
Ooh.
And so now we have a 1 here from the p cubed. Do I have any p squares? I have to put a 0 for p squared. Do I have any plain p's? 0 for p and a -6. So you have to fill in the ones that are missing first. And then we do the same thing we did before. So we bring down the 1. 1 times 1 is 1. What's 0 plus 1? 1. 1 times 1 is 1. What's 0 plus 1? 1. 1 times 1 is 1. We put our remainder box there. -6 plus 1 is -5. So here's your plain number, your plain x, and your x squared. And the answer is going to be 1x squared plus 1x plus 1. And then the remainder is -5 over p minus 1.